Well, I'm joined now in the studio by Flora Bolter, a member of the Socialist Party. Thank you so much for being here with us on France 24 today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Now, Mélenchon, his plan relies on forming a united left-wing bloc with ecologists, communists. Not you, though.
It appears so. It's a very strange juncture in the history of the French left, because there is this discussion and this idea of a united left where the Socialist Party would not be a central part, which has always been previously the Socialist Party was the main force. Right now, we are certainly open to discussing the question of forming a majority on the basis, or while not losing our principles at the same time, for instance, our attachment to European values. But Jean-Luc Mélenchon has made it clear that he does not particularly want to have this conversation with us, and that is unfortunate, I find, but I hope that there will be a chance to bring progressive and left-wing values more to the front.
And there is a lot of historic bad blood between the centre-left and the far-left. Do you think there is any chance of the two sides reaching some sort of rapprochement ahead of legislative elections in June, Philippe Tell?
Well, we've had calls over the past 24 hours from at least the Greens and from the Communist Party to join forces to make a united left. The problem with Jean-Luc Mélenchon is that he's a former member of the Socialist Party, and he broke away from the Socialist Party with one aim in his mind, and that was to demolish the Socialist Party and to take over to become the leader of the left in France. Now, he's managed to do that. Certainly, if you look at the results of this latest presidential election in France, where the Socialist Party was reduced to under 2% with Anne Hidalgo, the candidate running for president, the worst ever score of the Socialist Party, which has seen its fortunes go from bad to worse. If you remember that the last socialist president was François Hollande, who was elected just 10 years ago. So I think that Jean-Luc Mélenchon now sees himself as the new leader of the left in France. He wants to pick and choose with whom he has a relationship, a coalition, eventually a coalition government. He's already put forward feelers towards Emmanuel Macron, saying that he would like to be prime minister once these legislative elections take place in June. But if the left is going to stand a chance of forming a coalition, then it's going to have to pull its forces together, because the more it's split, the less chance it will have of forming a majority in those elections. And one other element which will also handicap the left is that when you have a presidential election in France, it's pretty normal afterwards that the president will receive a majority in parliament, because people will vote for a president and they probably won't vote against the president getting a majority, so he'll be able to pass through the legislation that he's being elected to bring through. So Emmanuel Macron has that on his side. So I think, yes, there is a willingness by Jean-Luc Mélenchon to go ahead and try to finish off the Socialist Party once and for all, but I'm not sure that is the right, at this time, that is the right decision for him to be making.